which iPad Pro is the right one for you? For me, I say go big or go home, and the only option was the 13-inch. I had to go with the biggest one that I could get because I was coming from my 32-inch monitor right up here, my MacBook Pro, which was 15 inches, but you can see this is the 2015 model. It's very big, it's very heavy. And moving down to this 13-inch one with the Magic Keyboard, still pretty heavy. But get it out of this case, it's very small and light. Previously, I'd used some other iPads. I had the iPad Air. This is the first generation iPad Air, and it is, let's measure it across, that's about 10 or 11 inches. Here's a more modern, this is, I think, the 8th or 9th generation iPad. That screen size is about 10 inches. So I'm guessing that I didn't even look at the 11-inch iPad Pro. It was not even a consideration. It was, the biggest one is the only thing I wanted. And sure, if you have really small hands or like don't want to carry a lot, it depends on what your priorities are, right? Your priority might be, I want a really small thing. That's not it for me. For me, it was, I want maximum image size. I want to view my images as large as possible. And this is important because most people don't buy these big displays, right? Most people have like a little laptop or a little phone, and that's how they're going to experience your images for the most part. You want to have the most premium presentation for your images that you can manage. And yeah, maybe you're just using this for yourself, but what I've discovered, what's really amazing, is bringing this to a client meeting and showing your client your images on this screen is phenomenal. It's huge, and the OLED colors, seeing your images like this makes them more magical, and showing them to people like this is also magical. And there's a big difference between showing them on your, let's say you bring your laptop and you show them, they still have to interact with it in the old ways, you know, if you hand it to them and let them use it. And also the screen is the laptop's distance away from you, which is one thing that I don't love about the Magic Folio case thing, is that it sets the screen away from you in that way. But because it is an iPad, because it comes apart, you get to get this hand experience. And because we're in the age that we are in now, everyone knows how to use this. And so you can very easily just pass this off to your client and they can see your images in the almost the best possible way they could view them. Like the only thing that could maybe be better than this is having a print portfolio where it's even larger. But large images make a statement, and we miss that in our modern, like, look at everything on our phones, in our hands, in this tiny little box way. Like a photo that's this big on Instagram, it could be the best photo in the world, but you were on Instagram to scroll, and you were going to scroll right past it. You're going to be like, oh, that's nice. But you get it to them like this big, and it starts to become showstopper. So I'm going to pull up my website, and I'm looking for maybe an app to have them in a photo collection so that they can look even better here. But here, let me show you this. This is a photo on my website, and looking at it on a huge monitor, wonderful. But looking at it on this, it's as good as it gets. Like I said, the only thing that would be better is a print that's like this big, and that's impractical to carry around, right? So my recommendation is, if you're a photographer, get the biggest iPad you can get and start showing people your images on this. It is going to change the way that they see your work. And that is going to change your life. And it's going to change it for you too. You're going to feel differently about your photos when you see them on this. And if there's any purchase to make in the tech of photography, it's the one that changes the way you see the world and the way that you show your images. Because your images are what you make. This is the thing that you do. The camera is a tool. The camera is a fun thing for you. Other people might be like, ah, it's a cool camera. But the photos are the thing that anyone can appreciate. That you want to, and you can show them to, you want to make the best presentation of your work because this is your actual work. The camera is not your work. Your photos are your art. And so how you present your art is of critical importance. And showing them online is good, yes. But there's such abstraction from you to somebody seeing them on a screen. But when you're with a person in person and you can show them the images on this, is phenomenal. It's life-changing. I was out with a friend who, Jerry. I was out with my friend Jerry. He's a cinematographer. And he's been seeing my images for the entirety of our friendship, right? But he doesn't watch them that closely. He doesn't like check out my stuff on Instagram. He might breeze past it. But we were out having beers at Test Brewery in Williamsburg, which is fucking awesome. You go get you a Trouble and Triple IPA there. Prayers for a Broken Stone, best beer I've ever had. You gotta go have it. And unless you don't like beer, but you'll like that one because it's awesome. So I was showing him the photos on this and on my website, and he poured through it in a way that he never had if I had just handed him my phone. Or if I had, like, it's cumbersome to get your laptop out if you're like at a bar with somebody. But this little iPad, it's a small barrier to be able to be like, oh, hey, check out some images. It's like handing them a book. And it's so small and so light, but the screen is so good. It is so good. There is nothing better. I don't think there is any better way to view an image besides printing. I've got some prints in here somewhere. Oh, slowing down my video here. So I've got some little 4x6 prints here. Pretty nice, right? Pretty way to view some images, but still small. I like it, but again, I am firmly in the camp of your images need to be as big as you can possibly show them, because that is the way that they're going to get the most appreciation for them, especially if you put a lot of work into polishing them and making them look really good. And you have to do this. I love this as an editing tool too. I'm trying to make this my entire workflow for photography and video editing. I'm trying to get away from having to be at this computer as much as I can. And the main thing that puts me here is Photoshop. It's for my architectural images where I have to do a lot of complex layering. I'm here at the computer. And I thought I was going to have to do video production here, but what I found is that using Resolve on here is fantastic. And so I don't think I'm ever going to edit another video on my desktop. This will do almost my entire creative workflow. I just got to start using Affinity and see if I can do my photoshopping on there. And if I can, I'm done sitting here. I'm done. I'm free. I'm out of here. It's thanks to this. It's awesome. Go get one.